Hello, Hackathon coaches. This is just a little information to help you get started on all things Hackathon. First of all, thank you for registering and coaching a team. The Code Play Talk Hackathon is the first Saturday in March. We're going to kick things off at 8 a.m. that day. And in February, we'll be sending out reminders to help you and your team feel prepared for what will actually happen that day. So these are the age divisions that we have. Teams are made up of 3 to 5 kids. So let us know if you need to adjust the number of kids that you first reported whenever you registered your teams. If you yourself actually signed up multiple teams, we're going to be asking you the name and contact information for you and the other coaches. You're not going to be able to run multiple teams and keep up with them that day. So if you can't find another staff member, a parent works great. They'll just need to fill out the district's volunteer form. And all they'll need to do on the day of Hackathon is get kids to where they need to be on time, encourage them to stay on task, work together, and just have a good time. There are 3 main events that your kids are going to compete in. You'll have a scheduled time for this first event. That's the maze race. So for this event, kids have to code a Sphero through a maze. Now, we've given you the dimensions of the maze path that you should be practicing right now, practicing ahead of time. And the challenge is that kids are going to be surprised with various obstacles that are going to affect the speed and the direction of their Sphero and how they coded it. Your kids will have 25 minutes to accumulate points by advancing through the obstacles. There's an easy path and there's a hard path. So it's up to your team what strategy they'll use, if they'll go easy first and hard later, but they'll have an opportunity to do both. So you'll need to talk about that ahead of time. In the Scratch Off event, your team is presenting an animated story that they've created using Scratch. Our K-1 teams are actually using Scratch Junior for their project, but our 2nd grade through 8th grade teams are using just regular Scratch. Now, this is an animated story of how a character uses and develops their leadership skills in the face of a conflict. And also, while your kids are developing this story and they're coding it, they're going to have to document their process. So how they came up with the story, any rough drafts that they had, have them keep track of challenges that they faced as a team, because they're going to have to speak to that whenever they present their project. So be sure to check out the judging rubrics that are linked in the rules and regulations so you know and your kids know how points are calculated for that day. Our teams in grades 2 through 8 will turn in a link to their creation by Friday the 1st. So the actual day of Hackathon, all you'll have to do is bring your documentation. Our K-1 teams will actually open their project on their device and they'll present from there, just of how that software works. Now, our 3rd event is Code Chase. So this is a series of asynchronous challenges that your team can work on when you're not at your scheduled events. So we keep the challenges secret until the day of the event because we really want kids to be able to work together and think on their feet. So up to 100 extra points can be earned by completing these challenges. So these are what can give you an edge over other teams. This is a family-friendly event. We invite families to watch and join in on the fun. We just need your help in making sure that families aren't helping kids out on the actual challenges, but they are invited to watch the maze race and be in the scratch-off rooms for those presentations. We have a playground area with some fun online and offline games and activities for maybe those little brothers and sisters who want to join in on the fun. Now, the Code Play Talk website, bit.ly/codeplaytalk, make sure you get the capital C, P, and T. That has all the information that you're going to need in order to get started. At the top of the team page, you'll find the coach's guide. Here is the website. Here's the coach's guide. Whenever you click on that, this is what that looks like. So you can see that we have kind of a guided scope and sequence to help you pace out and remember all of the things to help your team be successful. It's completely up to you. We know that you're starting in different points of the year. Maybe you got an early start in practicing and preparing, and maybe you haven't. That's okay. Just kind of start and go through the top of the items, click through those, and that'll help you get started and pace you out so that you're not scrambling in late January and all through February. Now, your campus instructional technology coach is happy to answer any of your questions. They're also going to help by sharing out reminders in the weeks leading up to Hackathon. I know one thing that we're going to need to get from you is a team picture once you really have your team solidified, because on the day of the event, March 2nd, we'll have an app that actually displays a leaderboard and times of your scheduled events. So we'll want to make sure we have those team names updated and correct, and also a picture of your kiddos. So let us know how we can help. We're counting down the days and we can't wait to see you. So good luck, and we'll be talking to you soon.